Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am Alex, and today we are talking about a transition we all go through, whether we want to or not, getting older. Joining me today is Rachel. Rachel, it is freezing here in Columbus, Ohio today. The sky is completely gray, which honestly feels like the perfect setting for this topic.
It really is. When the Midwest winter hits, you do not want to go outside anyway. It just accelerates the feeling that I want to stay on my couch forever.
That is exactly where I want to start. Let me ask you a very specific question. When you watch television at home now, do you turn the subtitles on?
Yes, absolutely. And it is not even a choice anymore. It is a requirement.
I had a friend visit recently. I turned on a movie and the subtitles were on by default. He looked at me and asked if my hearing was failing.
What did you tell him? Because I usually just lie and say I like reading along.
I told him the truth. The background music in movies today is incredibly loud and the dialogue is whispered, but there is actually a scientific reason behind this.
Wait, really? It is not just the Hollywood sound directors making bad choices?
They do make bad choices, but as we age, we experience changes in central auditory processing. Our ears hear the sound fine, but our brain struggles to separate speech from background noise.
That actually makes me feel a lot better. I thought I was just losing my hearing at 35.
It is completely normal. But I think the subtitle thing points to a much deeper, unspoken pain about getting older. It is the realization that our bodies are not perfect machines anymore.
I completely understand that. There is a subtle grief that comes with it. You realize you are no longer invincible.
Exactly. When you are 20, you can sleep on a terrible mattress for 4 hours, wake up, and go to work. If I do that now, my back hurts for 3 days.
And do not forget the accidental naps. You sit down on the sofa on a Saturday afternoon just to check your phone, and you wake up an hour later completely disoriented.
Disoriented and somehow more tired than before you went to sleep. The sofa is incredibly dangerous as you get older.
It really is. But that physical exhaustion also changes how we handle social situations. Leaving parties early is my new favorite activity.
How early are we talking?
If I am at a dinner party and it hits 10:30, I start doing mental math. I calculate the drive home, the time it takes to wash my face, and when my head will hit the pillow.
That is so accurate. We stop optimizing for fun and we start optimizing for sleep recovery. Because one late night now ruins the next 2 days.
Yes. And I think there is a deeper insecurity there too. Sometimes I worry that I am becoming boring, that I am losing my sense of adventure.
I hear that a lot from people in their 30s and 40s. Society tells us that being young and spontaneous is the peak of life. So when we want quiet, we feel guilty.
Exactly. Like making plans on a whim. Someone calls at 7 in the evening to go out. 10 years ago, I would grab my coat. Now, that request feels like a threat.
Now, a simple dinner requires a week of advance notice, 3 confirmation text messages, and even then, there's a 50% chance someone cancels.
And when they do cancel, what is your genuine reaction? Because mine is pure, unmixed joy.
It is absolute relief. I put on my comfortable clothes immediately. But that brings us to friendships. Does getting older mean we are just isolating ourselves?
That is a scary thought. I look at my phone contacts now compared to my 20s, and the circle is so much smaller.
I think there is a difference between isolation and curation. When you are younger, you maintain relationships out of obligation. As you age, you only keep the friendships that feel effortless.
Effortless is the perfect word. I have friends I do not speak to for 3 months. We get coffee, and within 5 minutes, it feels like we spoke yesterday.
Those are the connections that survive the transition of aging. You stop trying to impress people who do not actually matter to your core happiness.
Which leads to one of the best parts of getting older. Not caring what people think anymore. The mental energy I used to spend worrying about other people's opinions was exhausting.
It is a massive relief. I remember agonizing over every outfit and every comment I made in a group setting. Now, I go to the grocery store looking like I just rolled out of bed and I feel fine.
Yes! You simply outgrow the need to perform for strangers. It is real growth.
Actually, data supports this feeling of peace. Have you ever heard of the U-shaped curve of happiness?
I'm not sure. What does that mean?
Economists have found across multiple countries that human happiness takes the shape of a U. We are generally happy in our youth, our happiness hits the lowest point in our late 40s, and then it steadily rises in our 50s and beyond.
Wait, really? So after 40-something, life actually gets emotionally better?
Yes, the theory is that as we age past midlife, we lower our unrealistic expectations, we stop competing for status, and we focus on what actually matters to us today.
That is incredibly comforting. It means the desire for a quiet Saturday morning is not a sign of giving up. It is a sign of knowing what brings you peace.
Speaking of quiet Saturdays, how has your definition of a perfect weekend changed from your 20s to now?
Oh, it is a completely different universe. At 22, a good weekend meant staying out until 2 in the morning, meeting new people, and going to loud places.
And today?
Today, a perfect Saturday means I wake up without an alarm. I drink my coffee slowly. There is nothing urgent to do, and absolutely nobody needs anything from me.
Nobody needing anything from you. That is the ultimate luxury of getting older.
It is. I sometimes reminisce about those wild nights, but if you gave me the chance to go back and actually do it again, I would say no.
My younger self would look at my life now and be horrified. He would think I am the most boring man alive.
And what would you say to him?
I would say, you have no idea how good this coffee tastes in a quiet house. Just wait.
That is a perfect answer. Aging has a bad reputation in our culture, but the peace it brings is totally underestimated.
I agree completely. Rachel, thank you for joining me today and sharing your perspective. For everyone listening, let us know in the comments, what was your first sign that you were getting older? We will see you in the next episode.